still.
United States.
They're still protesting, man. How many days is it going on?
Hi, all. I'm Dr.
Good afternoon.
Shaver. I'm an NIH, NRSA supported postdoctoral fellow
God.
at Johns Hopkins
Tired of the
University. I've been working in the fields of biology and genetics since 2006, and it's been my long-term goal to become a professor, to inspire people to become scientists, and to conduct science that will actually improve the lives of others. I study genes responsible for drug resistance in parasitic worms that cause debilitating diseases to approximately 2 billion people worldwide. I've worked
What's
really
up,
hard
man?
for the
There's
last
people
19
still
years
here
to build
protesting.
career in science, and these NIH cuts and loss
I don't know what
of
they're
funding
protesting, though.
opportunities
They're at the
have not
HHS
only
building.
threatened my current research, but will jeopardize my future research and my ability to pursue science and stay employed in my own country.
Is it because they're getting rid of them?
America has been at the forefront of science and a leader in the world.
So they're saying academic unions plan demonstrations outside the HHS building at med schools to protest Trump research cuts. So I guess Trump is making some type of cut. The science community, science, technology, is it good or is it whack? The science community, the Scientologists, just kidding with the Scientologists, they're upset.
Hi everybody, my name is Summer Harvey. I am an epidemiologist and a graduate student at George Washington University.
Man, honestly, y'all need to pick it up because y'all been slacking. Because what is it? Russia, they have supposedly some type of vaccine coming out for cancer. China, let me see, is it China? China cure for diabetes. I think they have a potential cure for diabetes. Okay, China. What have y'all been doing? I'm tired of this shit. What have y'all been researching? China got the diabetes coming potentially. I don't know. It's like a stem cell thing. It's I guess it's a lot of work though. But what's going on with y'all? China. It's because these drug companies. That's what I think. Is these drug companies don't want these people doing this stuff. Russia cancer cure, cancer vaccine. I don't know if I really trust the vaccine, but you know they're making some headways. What's up with us? Where's the research going?
Mandy Pratt Chapman. This is from her. I'm sorry I cannot be at the rally today as I have a competing commitment on the West Coast. Thank you for defending research and scientific truth. I never thought it would be remarkable to point out that telling the truth
Is it just
matters.
for lung cancer?
Simply saying something exists or doesn't exist, happened or didn't happen, does not make it so. Despite the reality show antics of politics in 2025, the truth still matters. So do people and so does science. On January 31st, I received a phone call that my National Cancer Institute funded study was terminated. I never received a written letter, but I was told to stop work immediately and that no more research expenditures would be allowed. My study to explore how to safely collect sexual orientation and gender identity in cancer care practices was in response to the American Society of Clinical Oncology,
cut that
the
shit out
American
then. That's
Medical
perfect.
Association, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, and many other national professional standard-setting bodies that recognize that we need better data to create better clinical guidelines for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer,
no
and
wonder this
intersex
shit's been
people.
cut.
My
No wonder.
My
I thought we were
research
talking
was
about
terminated.
diabetes, blood pressure, cancer, all these kind of ailments. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Oh.
Despite this rhetoric, nothing in this order defends women. What this administration does best is to call something the opposite of what it is and repeat it over and over again until we're confused about words even mean or what is true. This is the oldest totalitarian tactic in existence. The Defending Women Executive Order declares that basic federal policy on truth is critical to scientific inquiry, public safety, morale, and trust in government itself. I couldn't agree more. But the order then proceeds to define sex as an immutable biological classification that erases the existence of 5.6 million U.S. residents born intersex. While doctors have hidden the bodies of intersex people for centuries, this does not change the fact that 1.7% of the population is indeed intersex. The World Health Organization has only in recent years demanded an end to stigmatizing and performing surgery on healthy intersex people. Likewise, dehumanizing transgender people and defunding LGBTQI research flies in the face of scientific truth and public safety. My colleagues and I have worked hard to make healthcare kinder, more affirming, and more accessible to the 7.6% of the U.S. population that identify as LGBTQ, particularly those affected by cancer. 1 in 10 people in the nation's capital identify as LGBTQ. LGBTQI individuals have unique needs that are not historically served. LGBTQI people require tailored care across the cancer continuum. It has taken several decades to build trust among these patients and research participants so they feel safe to disclose their sexual orientation and gender identity to clinicians and researchers. I now hear every day people say they will never truthfully answer such questions again. This is understandable since all safety has been explicitly removed and our national leaders are denying their very existence. The result is that our ability to discern important patterns that can make clinical decision-making has been severely damaged. The erasure of sexual orientation and gender identity data from federal data sets and our national networks of research impairs our ability to improve clinical practice guidelines and account for differences in the physical and social reality of LGBTQI bodies that deserve health and wellness just as much as any other American. The recent politicization of federal funding under a bizarre moniker of freedom has created great strain on designing and conducting research and on the public health of our nation. Eroding community trust, removing federal data sets that track cancer surveillance, censoring scientific language, freezing funds, and cutting billions of dollars from scientific research. These are extremely short-sighted and dangerous actions. We have quickly lost trust of communities that have experienced the worst health outcomes in the country due to structural bias. We have lost trust of our international allies. We will lose a generation of scientists. We are turning over innovation to other countries when historically being a biomedical leader was something that we were proud of. We are watching centuries of American innovation crumble for oligarchic personal gains. Let's be clear, no one voted for cancer research. No one voted to cut cancer research. It is the hallmark of a bully to state what they simply wish to be and attempt to use force in order to bolster their sense of power. It is our civic responsibility to call out every untruth and collectively defend those in our nation who are threatened the most. Speak the truth loudly and often. Protect each other. This is civilization. This is the only way to protect true freedom, scientific truth, and the public's safeties. Let me repeat, no one voted to cut cancer research.
Hi, my name is Bushra, and I am a writer-editor at NIH.
Man, the Raw Alert stuff, I kind of went into a rabbit hole last night. The Raw Alert stuff, it's really, really crazy. I mentioned it yesterday on the live because I just came across it, while I was streaming. And he made a post last night, a really, really long post. Talking about that he's come out. Well, he said he's proud and he made it seem like he's always been out of the closet. I don't know. But people found a lot of posts of him talking about his wife. So I don't know if he was really, it's really weird. I don't understand the situation. The most concerning thing is the allegations of minors, which he vehemently denied. But, I saw some weird messages and screenshots on Twitter. That's not his name, it's another name, but people are alleging that's what he went by or something like that. It's just really odd. And now the accounts are deleted and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a mess. He's supposed to be posting something today and this afternoon, so we'll see if he does some type of update. He also announced that he's going to sue people and all this stuff, but I thought they got that from his public profile. It seems like they got it from his Instagram and some type of Twitter account. Maybe they were private accounts and somebody got in. I don't know. Really, just really weird stuff, man. I don't know.
Education.
Who's that?
We are also federal workers. And so now we will hear from leaders from some of our national federal unions. And first up, we have President of IFPTE, Matt Biggs.
Thanks. Yeah, and Gay Henson, our Secretary Treasurer, is here too. For folks that aren't familiar, IFPT, we represent 90,000 workers. We represent 90,000 workers throughout North America, and about 35,000 of those that we represent are federal employees, just like the federal employees you've heard from today. Scientists, engineers, technicians, scientists at NASA, for example. So we're here in this fight, and I'll just say, all the unions in here, brothers and sisters, we are, and we love you all, we are the only thing, the labor movement, standing between complete anarchy in this country and bringing this country back to reason. It's the labor movement. We're going to save the country. All right? All of us. Now, I'll just say, I think I see a sign back there saying, Congress, wake up. Yeah, I'll just say this about Congress. I've heard some people back here chanting about Congress. Congress is doing as bad as Trump and Musk are. They're despicable human beings, let's just say it. As bad as they are, and they're running a coup on this country right now, and the Congress isn't doing a damn thing about it. Doing nothing. The Republicans that run the Congress, they run the whole thing. They control the whole agenda. They have handed over their legislative branch responsibilities to a couple of billionaires who are now running a coup on the country right now. Shameful, shameful. And we should hold these Republicans accountable. It's them right up there in this Congress. So I just want to say, brothers and sisters, it's us in the labor movement. We're the ones following the lawsuits. We're the ones right now out at this rally. We're holding rallies all over the country. Kudos to everyone to put this rally together and all the rallies around the country today. Hats off. And we're going to stand up for the workers, all of these workers here. We love you. We're fighting with you. We're fighting with you, and we're going to stand up and take this country back from the oligarchs. Thank you.
We win. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Irwin. I'm the president of the National Federation of Federal Employees. How you doing? Great to be here today. Boy, this is happening all across the country. What an amazing thing. We need people in the streets. People are finally waking up.
So as far as the cuts, okay, the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, still employs more people than it did in 2019, despite Democrat hysteria over recent cuts within department agencies. A senior Trump administration official told them that there have been 6,000 departures from HHS since January 20th, or Inauguration Day. The agency, however, still employs nearly 6,000 more people than it did in 2019, including more than 2,000 employees at the Food and Drug Administration relative to 2019 numbers, and 1,200 employees at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Hiring at HHS has ballooned between fiscal year 2019 and 2024. The senior Trump administration official said with 17% more full-time employees by 2024, 50% of overall jobs in the U.S. that were created in 2024 were indirect or direct government jobs, the official added. Democrat hysteria about essential offices and HHS being culled. Again, every operating division has either more or roughly stagnant headcount relative to the fiscal year 2019. Okay. Robert Kennedy Jr. was confirmed and sworn as the nation's 26th Secretary of Health and Human Services on Thursday, when President Trump also signed an executive order creating a Make America Healthy Again Commission, which is investigating and addressing the root causes of America's escalating health crisis. The commission will focus its investigations into childhood chronic diseases such as autism. Okay. So it seems like they're trying to say this is not going to be like this mass exodus, and that they have more than they did back then.
At risk. They are inviting communities to burn. No exaggeration. They are inviting airplanes to fall out of the sky. No exaggeration.
Not the airplanes. By the way, a small airplane crash today, I think in Arizona. One person confirmed deceased.
And I got a message for Donald Trump. You swore an oath to the Constitution, and you are not upholding that oath. The things that he is doing are blatantly illegal. He knows it. He admits it. Under Article 2, Section 3 of the Constitution, he must faithfully execute the laws of this country. And he is not doing it. And I don't care who you are or who you voted for, you should be furious about that. And I got a message for Congress, too. What are you doing about it? Look at what we've seen. Look at the violations of the law and the Constitution, and we don't have one hearing. How gutless is this Congress? This can't continue. This cannot continue. This madness absolutely has to stop. So, but let me tell you, it's the folks, it's getting in the streets and delivering the message, not letting up. You can't give them an inch. We got to keep on telling the stories of the great work that federal employees do. We got to be talking to the media, talking to friends, talking to family, talking to getting on social media, and never letting up. This country is too special. We got a special thing here, and we cannot let it get taken away from us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony Lee. I'm a federal worker and chapter president for NTEU, the National Treasury Employees Union, Chapter 282. We represent employees at the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. And we're here to stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters from UAW and from all the other unions that are here in NIH as part of our HHS family. I lost my notes, so I'm just going to do this from memory. The statements that I'm making today are my own and do not necessarily represent the FDA, the HHS, or my union. We do still have the First Amendment, so this is free speech. And I did want to say what happened to our employees at the FDA last Saturday night and to thousands across the country was a travesty. It was disrespectful even. It was devoid of any compassion. The letters the FDA employees received told lies, essentially, that there were performance issues when there weren't performance issues. Shame! That's right. They disparage the work that our federal employees, that FDA employees do to help protect and promote the health and safety of the public. Our staff fellows, much like those at NIH, were hit particularly hard with these wrongful firings of employees. But it wasn't only staff fellows. We had medical officers, doctors that are doing research and that are approving new drugs who were fired, attorneys, scientists, data scientists, and many others who received these notices in the late of night. And you should care, and the American public should care everywhere across the country because of the work that we do at the FDA, protecting and making sure you have safe food to eat, food that's free from contaminants or harmful ingredients, making sure that our medical products, devices, drugs, vaccines, all are safe and effective for their uses. And when we find that products are on the market that shouldn't be, that we have the ability to take them off of the market. All of that has been put in jeopardy by HHS and their actions.
We
need safe food. There were other employees across HHS and CMS
stuff that's
and
banned
CDC.
in other countries.
The CDC works with the FDA on traceback investigations, making sure that foodborne illness won't spread and bad foods can be taken off the market. These things do not help to improve the health of the public. They harm the public. And that's why we have to stand up against these draconian items and policies that the administration is bringing forth. The tobacco research that is done in our Center for Tobacco Products had a number of people who were fired. They're doing work to make sure that our children don't get addicted to or are harmed by nicotine and tobacco products. Again, not helping the health of the public when you fire hundreds of employees across the FDA that are doing this kind of work. So we have to stand up and fight back. Thank you.
Stand up and hold my hand.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. All right, now we have one final speaker. And you know, with all this last hour, we have heard from people across so many different fields. And it is so clear that this touches every single one of our lives. and we are all out here doing something about it. And now to close us out, we have President of UAW 2750 NIH Fellows United, Emilia Ventriglia.
Science.
It's like Haley said, this is affecting all of us, every single one of us, your mom, your dad, you, anyone who has health, anyone who eats, anyone who ever has to go to the doctor. Every job means, every job that's lost one less scientist who's fighting for cures, one less educator to teach the next generation, one less public servant keeping our food, keeping our environment, keeping us safe every day. Shame! Every dollar cut isn't just a shrink in the budget. It takes something from every single one of us. It's theft. It's theft from our health, our education, our security. These are extreme freezes and cuts that attack not just us, but every taxpayer. It's our rights, and this isn't over. We're not going away. We know that there's more cuts to central services coming to Americans and science, and we're not going to back down. We will not go away. Look around. Look around also to find people with clipboards. Go to them. They're going to keep you looped in because this isn't over. We have to continue fighting. Scientists, researchers, medical practitioners, public servants, we build this country together. We keep it running. And we're not going to stand by when billionaires try to tear it down. When we fight together, we win. They may have some money, but we have the real power, worker solidarity power. Good day, everybody, and I'll see you soon. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. We fight, we win. We fight, we win.
Make America healthy again kills. I mean, there's people, we have so many problems in this country and such high obesity, and the things that are laced in our foods and the plastic and even the seltzer water with all that shit. Some of them got stuff in there you're not supposed to be, that's not good for you. You're supposed to be drinking all this bullshit, the drugs in the water, poop to tap. What's science? They're leading us. I don't know, man. I need to get back to work. Get back to work, man. You're supposed to be researching and stuff. Mamma mia. Yes! We did it! Well, I got a couple little things we can go over a little bit. There was this kid. I just thought this was such a bizarre story. There's this teen that apparently injected himself. I don't even know how you do that. With a crushed butterfly, and he spent 7 days in the hospital agonizing before he died. I had thought I read somewhere that this was part of a challenge. I don't know what kind of challenge these kids are doing these days. I guess you really have to try to be in tune with what your kids are doing. Oh, this is in Brazil. Brazilian teen who died after injecting himself reportedly suffered an agony for a week before he died, which doctors say may have been caused by an allergic reaction or infection. 14 years old, suffered excruciating pain for the entire week. Jeez. Throwing up and limping before going to the hospital and participating in a sick social media challenge that causes death. Wow. That's the shit these social media companies need to be looking for, those challenges and stuff. An embolism or blockage in a blood vessel can lead to sudden death, according to a specialist. The teen's mysterious death linked to possible toxins in the butterfly mix that caused his body to shut down as he went into septic shock, is making headlines across Brazil. Local police are waiting for a full postmortem results and declaring the death, what the cause of death is. Pretty cool. Weird little story. Not sure what was going on in that kid's life or why that's even a challenge. Really weird. They still at that pro? No, they're not. What they say? Hold on. That said defund the police or who? Don't defund. Don't defund here or something. Don't defund the future. We're creating the future. There was another plane crash. The planes are falling out of the skies. Breaking reports of plane crash in Marana Regional Airport in Pima County, Arizona. Another one. I'm not getting on no small. You couldn't pay me to get on a small plane. No way in hell. Thank you. But here's something, and somebody in the chat just mentioned this to Google this. There were more in 2024 than 2025, but we're still at the beginning of 2025. But the National Transportation Safety Board has reported 87 aviation accidents involving all kinds of aircraft since the start of the year. That includes 62 in January and 25 so far in February. In 2024, okay, there were 80 accidents, damn, in January and 93 in February. I think that's what Hoax has been kind of saying, that like we had more accidents previously, but I guess everybody has like a magnifying glass on airplane crashes. Now, this is back to the little vaccine talk that we've had a couple of times. And JD Vance took the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, and he shares his experience.
And I mean, you know, I took the vax, and you know,
who's taking the vax? Let's do a little poll in the chat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. Did you take COVID vaccine? Let's get a little number in the chat. Some people didn't have a choice. Some people, you know, because their job
I haven't
or
been
whatever.
boosted or anything. But the moment where I really started to get red pilled on the whole vax thing was the sickest that I've been in the last 15 years by far was when I took the vaccine.
Yep.
And I've had COVID at this point 5 times. I was in bed for 2 days. My heart was racing. I was like, the fact that we're not even allowed to talk about that, even, you know, no like serious injury, but even the fact that we're not even allowed to talk about the fact that I was as sick as I've ever been for 2 days, and the worst COVID experience I had was like a sinus infection. I'm not really willing to trade that. And you don't even, you know, everybody that I know, or a lot of people I know, they talk about the second shot that they got of the vaccine that made them really, really sick. Well, that's a side effect, and not a side effect that we even talk about enough in this country.
No, it's also, again, we're talking about companies that have a long history of lying and being forced to pay criminal fines, and then we're giving them this exemption from being responsible for any of the side effects.
Yeah, they because it was still, I guess, considered experimental, but an emergency. So Elon said he had a similar experience. COVID itself was nothing. I got the OG Wuhan strain before vaccines were out. J&J vaccine hurt my arm, which I think that was like discontinued J&J, but Johnson & Johnson, but otherwise nothing. But the mRNA booster extremely hit hard. Massive chest pain, felt like I got hit by a truck, almost went to the hospital. They said the synthetic mRNA has a lot of potential to cure cancer and other diseases. Research should continue. I didn't take the COVID vax, but you know, my experience with the flu vax, I've had it twice. A long time ago.
You know,
I feel like that was the most sickest I ever been too when I took relating to the flu vaccine. The poll in the chat, Amethyst says she had no problems. The poll in the chat, 42% say yes, 59% say no. Got an interesting mix. Oh, by the way, the Delta plane that crashed in Toronto was operated by Endeavour Air. We've heard of that. We covered this story. A regional airline that, according to their TikTok, is fixated on promoting all-female unmanned flights. Hell nah. Oh, shit.
Girls, come on. Leave the saving the world to the men? I don't think so. I don't think so. Live fast, die young, bad girls do it well. Live fast, die young. No, we ain't giving no hope. I ain't Romeo and
when you can have an unmanned flight crew.
Making a party, chocolate Barbie waiting on me for
Bruh. Oak City, take the flight.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
I'm a hustler. Yeah. Laura.
What's your name as a group?
The Click.
Click or click?
Click.
I say something else. All right, so that's the new promotional ad from Endeavor that the plane. Which one was this one? Oh, this was the one that landed upside down. So interesting. And Elon Musk with the side piece. Apparently, he still hasn't reached out to Ashley St. Clair. Oh man, as pic emerges of her and the billionaire. Oh no, what happened? He still hasn't reached out to her, and she claims she had his child last year. Brian Glicklick, a PR guru who was representing St. Clair, later confirmed to the Post that Musk's team has yet to get in touch with her. He's leaving her on red. Damn. That's why she got salty on Valentine's Day. He was out with the other ex-wife, I guess, and his kids, and he left her high and dry. In the days since her statement, St. Clair has been mercilessly hounded by online trolls and subjected to all manner of misogynistic abuse on Musk's own X platform. The revelation comes as a photo resurfaced on X showing Ashley and Elon together in May 2023. And they showed her together with a couple other guys too. Patel. They're saying everybody's getting turns. The post shared on St. Clair's account shows Musk staring intently at her as she hands him a fake IOU for $44 billion from the Babylon Bee, the conservative satire site where she worked at the time. In the second picture, she shared the same post. Musk poses with the IOU. Oh man. In the black Doge meme t-shirt, some 7 months after he had secured the purchase of Twitter. Babylon Bee was suspended from Twitter under the old regime before being reinstated by Musk. At the time, the picture was also featured. Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon garnered a number of tongue-in-cheek comments about Ashley and Elon. Okay, so things are not good in paradise. He hasn't hit her back. Left her on red, maybe because she did this whole performance. She did an exclusive interview in her apartment in Manhattan that he's paying for, $40,000 a month apparently, and put him on blast because of Valentine's Day. Oh, and another tragic incident. Maybe the most, I don't know. Oklahoma Turnpike covered in eggs. Another egg crash. Is this deliberate? What's going on? Covered in eggs after icy crash. A wintry mess swept across the nation's heartland Tuesday, producing snow, ice, and dangerous travel conditions that led dozens of crashes, including in Oklahoma, where some expensive cargo photographs spilled across the highway. Said a semi-truck carrying eggs was involved in a multi-vehicle crash. They're going to have to start needing escorts with these trucks carrying the eggs. Security escorts. According to the troopers, only minor injuries were reported, but given the record high cost of eggs, the loss of cargo was a notable result of the accident. Authorities did not say where the eggs were headed. A recent consumer price index listed average price of a dozen eggs at around $4.95, which has more than doubled during the last year and a half. $4.95, paying like $10, $12. Energy associated with developing nor'easter was responsible for the wintry weather experience. Okay. Not the eggs, man. Oh. Yeah, they're going to need some armored vans. Look at all those eggs. Damn. Wow. What happened to this truck? What the hell did it hit? Due to the number of incidents, our officers are not responding to non-injury crashes. Wow. You're on your own. Okay. Good luck. Heard the highway police scramble to the scene. Well, they'll be $20 a dozen by this afternoon. Wow. Not the eggs. Oh, apparently, too, the whole border situation and the Mexican drug cartels, they're saying that the United States is using MQ-9 Reaper drones to target the Mexican drug cartels. I wonder if we've seen this one already. Let's see. Maybe
National
not.
airspace over in Mexico, looking for the criminal drug cartels and their fentanyl labs. They are ramping up their operations and combating these criminal organizations, something that the president, of course, promises to designate them as a terrorist organization. So these are called MQ-9 Reaper drones, and they're out there carrying out these stealthy, covert missions. And they are not currently armed, but they can be equipped with payloads for precision strikes. The CIA, however, has not been authorized to use these drones to take lethal actions, officials told the New York Times, adding that they do not envision using these drones to conduct airstrikes. For now,
why not? Bring
CIA
airstrikes in.
officers in Mexico are passing information.
Maybe because there'll be problems with Mexico.
That is being collected by these drones to Mexican officials. They are adamant about finding these fentanyl labs, dismantling them, which apparently emit chemicals that make them easier to find from the air. And that's why they are doing this from the air with these drones, because of that access. Now, the CIA has reportedly flown surveillance drones to hunt cartels inside Mexico before, partnering with Mexican authorities. But here's the deal. With the more recent flights that were communicated to Congress, they were actually under the Trump administration using a particular notification that's reserved for new or updated covert programs that the CIA intends either to conceal or deny. That is what a source familiar with the matter said, adding that the notifications made no mention of Mexican partners this time around. So we talked with Darren Gobb. He is a geopolitical strategist, a U.S. Army veteran, and a former Black Hawk pilot, about the CIA's covert drone missions in Mexico. Take a listen to what he said.
For the most part, I do not want to see America trounce on its own constitution and just invade a foreign nation without a well thought out concept of how you get there, and having the people of this nation accept the risk through Congress to do something. Now, I'm not saying that we would decide to, quote, invade Mexico, but if you're crossing the border into a foreign country with the U.S. military forces intent on accomplishing something like that, that looks a lot like an invasion. And you've just changed the situation significantly.
Now, Nicole, when it comes to the Mexico side of things, President Sheinbaum, she was pressed on these drones breaching that airspace over in Mexico. She kind of played it off today during a news conference, just saying it's part of a little campaign. Now, when it comes to the president, he, of course, day one said he was going to crack down on the criminal cartels. This week, Nicole, we expect the president to make that formal designation of that terrorist organization for at least 6 cartels and gangs over in Mexico, Nicole. So we'll be waiting for that this week.
All right, so Allie, let's talk about your report yesterday. Border Patrol had stopped using body cameras because of possible detection by criminals, but it sounds like that move is already now being reversed.
Yeah, an about face already just a few days after that initial alert was sent out, telling Border Patrol that they needed to stop using their cameras right away. And it was because of a couple of reasons here. So one of the reasons was that these cameras actually emit a radio frequency that can trip off improvised explosive devices. The other issue was that there was information circulating on social media, quite literally giving a play-by-play on how to kind of tap into these systems and find out where these agents and officers are. So right now, Nicole, I have reached out to Axon, who is a manufacturer, and also to Border Patrol to find out what the fix is, because today they said the stand down is lifted. They are now set to resume normal operations and wear those cameras again. However, I haven't heard from Axon or CBP on what the solution was or how they're mitigating this risk, Nicole.
Okay. And by the way, that Arizona plane crash, they're saying it was a mid-air collision, so they crashed with another airplane. How, bro? How? What is wrong with these people, man? What is going on? How? Okay. Just save this. Elon Musk.
He's going to go into
a couple of snippets of they did an interview last night. I didn't realize after I got off they were interviewing.
He's going to go into orbit soon.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's going to go to Mars. He's
Starlink at some point. Yeah. Is in over. They said they was asking like, do you want to die on Mars? And I say, well, yes, but not on impact.
Starlink is in 100 countries. This is going to be hard. I feel like I'm interviewing two brothers here.
You go ahead.
Star Shield, which could be used for national defense.
Yeah, it is already being used for national defense.
He's going to
Star Shield. Interesting. Another clip about the Dodge team.
And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You send it out. It doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. But as soon as he said that, I said, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive and you sign it and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So he's your
dressed much worse than him. Oh, man. Okay.
Brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So he's your tech support.
I actually literally am tech support. I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You got a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering. It would be great. And you say, great, when are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. They could just get it done. That was in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones. And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done. Get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden, he's signing. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
Trump is so unfiltered and shit. This is the same thing. Okay, no. Commenting on how he made X pay him $10 million. Elon got a big discount. Oh my God.
I got to start with this. So he's working for free with Doge. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold. And you sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million?
That's right. Well, I sued from long before he.
Look at Elon's eyes too, though. He's kind of shifting his eye. What does that mean? Is he really paying $10 million? I don't know.
Well, I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really did a number on me, and I sued, and they had to pay. They paid $10 million settlement.
You're okay with that?
I mean, I left it up to the lawyers and the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think it makes sense.
I think it's funny.
I think it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you gave him a discount when the lawsuit.
He got he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
He's become one of your, if you read it and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man, and he's,
It's nice the way he said that. There's something nice about it.
It really is. Because I mean, the president's been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's really outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong. Not once.
I've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
Interesting interview. I didn't get to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it later. I think most people watched it last night. I should have tuned in last night. I should have streamed that last night. But it was already getting kind of late. My early schedule. Real quick too. Breaking news. I was going to play this too. Liberal women are now rooting for the cartels over Trump. They're rooting for a terrorist organization. So let's put on this lady here. Let's see.
We might be saved by like the most unexpected group of people. Do you know who Trump's trying to declare war on? The cartel. Oh, please do. Please do. Fuck around and find out, Trump. We might be saved.
I don't know why she thinks the United States would be afraid of the cartel. They've dealt with them multiple times in the past. The cartel is really, I don't know. They should hope that the United States doesn't get involved like that. Pablo Escobar. I can fix her. All right, so P. Diddy, the new defense now, not the new defense team, but the new defense or the new strategy. I don't know. I guess they've actually said this a couple of times, but Sean Diddy Combs was singled out because he's black. Oh, Lord. Gosh, federal prosecutors singled out Sean Diddy Combs because he is black and demonstrating bad faith and racial animus in handling his case. Defense attorneys argued in a new court filing. So it's racism. Combs had pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation to engage prostitution. We've covered this ad nauseum already, but defense attorneys accused the government of a racist prosecution. They argued no white person has ever been the target of a remotely similar prosecution. Combs is charged with transporting all this stuff, prolonged sexual activities, the freak-offs, and endless. Most of the victims, though, I think, have been black, though. So I don't know. Are they saying they're racist, too, or just prosecution? How does that work? Certainly no white person has ever previously been prosecuted under the White Slave Traffic Act for hiring male escorts from another state. Defense attorneys Alexandria Shapiro and Mark Agnifilo wrote, Mr. Combs has been singled out because he's a powerful black man, and he is being prosecuted for conduct that regularly goes unpunished. 3 should be dismissed because this is a clear case of selective prosecution. The filing said former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer, who was linked to the prostitution ring in 2008, engaged in similar conduct but was never charged under the act. His attorneys argued Combs used the escort services Cowboys for Angels. Never heard of that. Let's see. Cowboys. I'm just kidding. Featured on the Showtime show Gigolos. To bring third parties into his sexual relationships, which in the defense cast a comment among people of Combs' stature. Let's say it's normal, I guess. Many couples, including wealthy, high-profile couples involved in third parties and in their sexual relationships, sometimes for implicit or explicit remuneration. The filing said the federal prosecutor in this district or any other has targeted the company or its CEO or escorts. Nor has any prosecutor previously targeted any customer who purchased escort services from Cowboys for Angels. All right. So it's racism. That's the new defense. We'll see how that holds up to the judge and in court. Interesting. Sean Diddy. And apparently, who tagged me? Is Murky Piglet? Hey, I hope you're doing good. Murky tagged me in this post. Southern Indiana man arrested after allegedly posting threats towards Elon Musk. And I said some of these people, I've seen them online. I've seen it. I mean, how many people have we seen now arrested with the Trump threats? I think at least 2 or 3 that I remember. Well, somebody now arrested for threatening Elon Musk. David A. Cherry, 28, of Palmyra, was arrested in Indiana without incident. There he is, the mugshot. I guess maybe that was his work uniform. Maybe his job is listed on that shirt. Oh no! Indiana State Police had received a tip from authorities in Texas after they were investigating an account on X that had posted threats directed at Musk earlier this month. Texas authorities were able to link the account to Cherry. It's unclear at the time of the reporting what Cherry allegedly posted. After police arrested Cherry, they questioned him at the ISP Salzburg office. Okay. Ooh, upon searching the residence, detectives confiscated an AR-15 rifle, a handgun, ammunition, and ballistic vest. They should put him on a list. Put him on a list. Not just because the guns, but making these threats, and maybe he could actually make through with his threats. I don't know. I think people that do that online are unhinged, have some type of mental problem when they're willing to risk their own livelihood. If you're gonna, if they're gonna do something like that, I don't know why they're announcing it. I mean, I'm glad they caught this guy, but it's just, somebody's not mentally sound, I don't know if this is true, but now they're saying Charleston White, which I'll say this with a grain of salt because I don't know. Allegedly, he's arrested. Charleston White arrested with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and is currently being held without bond. A lot of people either hate this guy or love this guy. I don't even want to keep scrolling. Let me stop right there. Stop right there. Supposedly Charleston White arrested. We'll have to see what comes of that. What happened with him. He has beef with a lot of people. TikTokers calling for someone to assassinate Trump. I don't know why these people don't learn. Let's check out. This is a new video that was just posted.
For the person out there who's planning on doing it, the thing that we all wake up every day hoping we'll see in the news, and we're like, man, no one's done it yet. Keep going. Your plan, it's going to work. If not, it'll inspire the next person. And we are all rooting for you. You have our support. You have our admiration. We might make a national holiday out of you. And I will definitely put money on your books. And if you're into
that's incredible. Like inciting violence, encouraging violence. They're the same people that are really upset about January 6th.
Sort of thing, I'll write you some letters of the naughty sort, should you find yourself behind bars for it. But we're all rooting for you and hoping that you do it quickly and get away with it. Power to the people.
I always thought that was weird. So she said like she literally wakes up every day hoping somebody's done it. That's got to be kind of like, I don't know what that's like to wake up every day and hoping somebody dies. There's just something wrong with these people. There's people, I don't like. There's people in politics I don't like or disagree. I don't ever wake up thinking I hope they die. And then every day, like that's what you look forward to. The first thing on your mind when you wake up is, I hope they die. It's so odd to me. Like, why would you live your life like that?
For the person out there who's planning on doing it, the thing that we all wake up every day hoping we'll see in the news, and we're like, man, no one's done it yet. Keep going. Your plan, it's going to work.
Keep going. So really encouraging. And the thing with that is that, there's some people out there with mental illness, whatever kind of psychosis, substance issues, or maybe, maybe just, I don't know. And then they come across something like this, encouraging them. I'll put money on your books. I'll send you some naughty notes and stuff.
If not, it'll inspire the next person. And we are all rooting for you. You have our support. You have our admiration. We might make a national holiday out of you. And I will definitely put money on your books. And if you're into this sort of thing, I'll write you some letters of the naughty sort, should you find yourself behind bars for it. But we're all rooting for you and hoping that you do it quickly and get away with it.
And get away with it. So libs of TikTok tagging FBI and Secret Service. Academics posted, well, he has a lot of stuff going on too, but he had posted Charleston White supposedly arrested. All right, let me see what else. I hope that we get something popping today or tomorrow. Like I hope, I'm not hoping for anything bad, but I'm just hoping. I feel like the news has been a little bit slow. Maybe it's all politics, really. It's what's going on right now. It's just Apple unveils iPhone 16e. The iPhone really. What happened to that company? They've lost all kind of innovation. All the fucking phones are the same. It's a waste of money. What happened to these people? They're releasing such tiny increment upgrades, and then the Apple AI intelligence. What an embarrassment! What a shit software. It's the same. It's just Apple Siri. That's all it is. And they add some colors to the side of your screen that blink rainbow and stuff. what happened to that company? The battery is like just mediocre. The cameras are kind of like, eh. I mean, the only reason I have it now, I mean, I like it. I really grew fond of the iPhone, but I used to be an Android person, and I saw Capstar post the 100 times zoom that camera comes with. What am I stuck with, like 20 times zoom? And half of the time, you got to keep wiping the camera stuff because it's you know, the specs are okay. It's not even really impressive. They're just releasing these tiny little increments, and then they try to get you on some type of lease. They want you stuck forever with a crappy, and they want you to upgrade before you pay it off. I don't know what happened to that phone, man. There's just no like Steve Jobs. There's no ambition. There's no nothing, yo. Like, I mean, Android is so far ahead with the camera. I couldn't believe the picture that guy sent, Capstar, and on Discord. I was like, what the hell? It's crazy. It's a little disappointing, even though I like him. But I've always wanted to try the Google Pixel. I like the way it looks. I've never bought one. I've seen it in the store. I just handed down my mother one of the older iPhones that I had because I had two that were fully paid off. And so I gave my mother one of the later ones. I gave her the 14 Max Pro. I think I had a 13 or a 12 that I traded in for this one, the 16. But honestly, from the 14 to the 16, you got a little bit more zoom, a little bit more processor speed. Maybe. I mean, I don't even know that it's really noticeable. My battery is always dying, even though like my phone usage is kind of heavy, but I'm not that impressed, yo. It's the same shit. It really is. You really don't have to upgrade for versions and versions. You could wait a couple of years probably. Except that now, every time that your battery keeps saying, oh, instead of 100% max, then it's 90%, then it's 80%. They don't even let you charge your phone fully anymore. I guess because they say the battery degrades, but... Oh, I gotta get out of here, I guess. Let's see. All right, guys. Yeah, the plane crash. I'm gonna make a little video. Make sure you subscribe to the second page, please. Check out IkMLCC. I'm really gonna push to get active on there with clips, shorter clips and stuff. Maybe if I have to live streams, but with clips. Subscribe to that page. And the day is young. Hopefully more stuff will come later. All right. Yeah, Apple's no longer a leader. It's true. You know what I really like? I like their MacBook Airs. Those are actually really nice, and they last a long time. I have one in my living room. I used to have it right here, but I moved it to the living room. I want to get the new one. Those are actually really nice, and they last long and good quality. That's maybe about it. Yeah, don't upgrade, guy. It's a waste. I'm telling you. You can probably wait another year, 2 years if you have to. My mother had the 7 until I give her my old one. All right, guys.